Oh, oh man. Oh man. That main event was so bad. That was so bad. Oh, god damn it. What's going on, everybody? If you're new, please subscribe. Man, feel free to comment below what you thought about the show. We have a lot to talk about today. Survivor Series, man. It was actually a pretty good show. But I just finished watching it, and the main event was just awful. That was bad. There were botches throughout the entire thing. It was anticlimactic. The crowd was dead. I was dead. There really wasn't a good story in the match. Nobody cared. Climax was terrible. Bayley was the workhorse of the match. She was. She actually did the most effort. And she's the one who no one cared to see in the match. So that probably didn't help things out at all. But yeah, as soon as it started, the crowd was kind of shitting on it. There was boring chants, CM Punk chants. No one wanted to see this. No one wanted to see this. Especially as the main event. The only thing I could think of why they would have this as the main event. We're done. We're done with it because it's the women thing. That was last year. That's cool. We've done that. We're on equal wrestling playing grounds for the most part now. The main event should just be the match that people care about the most. This wasn't it, Chief. This was not it. Nobody gave a shit. Me included. I did not care. Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch one-on-one? I'm interested. You add Bayley and there's no title or anything on the line? I no longer give a shit. See the difference there? It's not good. And then the way they booked it was so bad. Look, I like Becky, the character. I do. I think it's kind of weird, though, that I've always thought it was kind of weird that the man gimmick on a woman during a women's evolution movement. I don't know if that's the best PR direction to go in, is calling your top female the man. Say, oh, you got to be called the man to main event things. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's the best PR direction to go in. I think they could have thought of something better. But as a character, I like Becky. I do. She's actually always been very good on the mic. Disregarding her accent, which some people hate. She can speak a little. She's pretty good on the mic. But damn, man, her matches she's stiff. She is so unathletic. You see her go to the top rope, anytime she's on the top rope, her opponents have to be literally within 2 yards, about 3 to 6 feet from the turnbuckle. They have to be. They can't be any farther or she will miss them. If you haven't noticed, check. Anytime she goes up top and she always either does a drop kick or she does a leg drop if they're grounded. And good lord, man, like she did a leg drop this time, I think on the Bayley, and Bayley literally had to scoot right next to the goddamn turnbuckle. It was like Becky just dropped more than jumped. Like it was right there. It's just not aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. And then Becky also kind of predetermines her spots very obviously. Like you can just tell when she's about to dodge something way in advance. Like way in advance. She like sets herself up And it's hard. It's stiff. It's so stiff. It's so stiff. And then there was a pinfall early in the match. I knew this match was going to be bad at the very first pin attempt. Bayley pins Becky. And when she pins her, just lays on her. But she lays on her without anything touching her. She's like doing a goddamn, like, doggy style position almost over her. Nothing is really touching her. The ref is counting. And she's doing that so Becky can then slide out. It's supposed to be a nice thing. Nah, that looked shitty. That looked predetermined. It made wrestling look fake. It looked planned. Just bad. Bad. This was bad wrestling. Surprisingly, Shayna Baszler by far looked the most fluid of the three women in this match. And that's surprising because Shayna's by far the least experienced. Not just because she's on NXT, but also because she's just least experienced. She hasn't been professionally wrestling all that long. And she's way better at it. It's way crisper, it's more fluid. She's probably just a more natural athlete than the other two. But still, there's a lot of guys who aren't that athletic, but you got to be more technically sound than that. That wasn't good. The women looked bad. I'll just say it. They did not look good. And I love women's wrestling. This was not it. That was bad. It was hard to watch the entire time. It was. And then it ended abruptly. The climax was trash. I think it was Shayna Baszler gave like a back body drop or just she had like a double underhook power bomb onto Becky Lynch on an announce table. Didn't go through it, which would have been a nice spot because good lord did this match need it. No, just on it. Just on it, and she slid off. And apparently that was enough to just put Becky out of commission. She was done for a good 5 to 10 minutes. She was just laying on the ground. That was it. And Shayna Baszler caught Bayley in a rear naked choke, and Bayley tapped. Me, the crowd, everyone was like, oh, okay, cool. That was it. I was literally waiting for Ronda Rousey to come out. I was. Actually, the moment I realized this was the main event, Ronda. I was like, the only way this is the main event is if Ronda Rousey's coming out. That's it. Besides that, who's gonna give a shit? No one gave a shit. Ronda didn't come out. The pay-per-view ended flat and just died. Just died. And that's a shame because overall, this has just been a great wrestling weekend. It has. NXT was crazy. TakeOver was crazy good. And come on, let's be serious. We knew Survivor Series wasn't going to top that or even match it, but you got to do better with the main event. You got to do better with the main event. Book some crazy shit. You have Shayna Baszler, Bayley, and Becky. If you know that's going to be your main event, and they did, book something crazy. If you don't have Rousey coming out, fine. Rousey's not ready to return yet. That's fine with me. You can't control that. But then you need some spots, some moments, something. Bring out tables. Speaking of tables, they try to salvage it right before the pay-per-view went off and cut to black, with Becky kind of beating up Shayna Baszler and her doing another shitty leg drop through an announce table. Who cares? The crowd didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit. The only people who cared were people standing right next to the announce tables. That's it. Everyone else is like, all right, I'm beating traffic. I'm out. Because who cares? Who cares? If anything, It only pisses them off more and makes you kind of dislike Becky. This was NXT's night. If you're going to book it as this is NXT's night, I'm okay with that. I love NXT, as I think everyone does. And I'm glad that they won the night. That's smart. I like it a lot. I didn't think they would do it, but they did, and I like that. But then don't taint the last image to try to save face for Becky Lynch. Who cares? Who cares? Let Shayna and NXT enjoy the win. Seriously. It didn't win the crowd back. No one cared. The match was bad. Period. Period. But let's get into the rest of the show. I had to vent. I apologize if I was negative. Got most of the negativity out of the way. There's only a little negativity left, I think, because most of this show is pretty damn good, actually. Like, actually it was. The show kicked off with a women's three-way Survivor Series elimination match. Team NXT, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, and Toni Storm. I love that they include Toni Storm. I hated the way they used her. More of that coming later. Team Raw, Charlotte, Natalya. God, I hate Natalya. Asuka, Kairi Sane, Sarah Logan. Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross. This was a good match, for the most part. They had a weird injury angle where Io Shirai and Candice LeRae were just outside the ring down, like seriously injured early in the match. They tried to make it seriously injured. And they got helped off to the back, but no one really touched them. Nothing happened to them. Nothing that we could really see. Even Dana Brooke, you could hear her audibly yelling at them, "Nobody touched you." What? What the hell type of booking is that? That's terrible. That's terrible. That's horrible. I guess they apparently did it just so they could come back in the end. They came back at the end of the match and helped Rhea Ripley win. So, just spoiler, yeah, Rhea Ripley wins. The Team NXT wins, but that's how you do it? This match was booked in like 10 minutes. You could tell. Like, this shit was so half-assed. It was a wreck. It was a wreck. Toni Storm, why add her to this? Just for name value? Like, I know were you just trying to include some kind of NXT UK? But then once they're in it, you don't know what to do with them? More on that later. So then just don't include NXT UK then. Don't include their biggest stars and then misuse them. More on that later. I think most of you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the match, the last few minutes of the match was better than the first bit, because the first bit was kind of trash. It was sloppy. The women were just sloppy. You could tell the match was booked like a day ago. It was low-key a train wreck. It was. The ending at least was okay, and they've made Rhea Ripley look like a bona fide star. I'll give them that. Of anything we can take away from this weekend, of anything, they made Rhea Ripley, Adam Cole, and Keith Lee look like bona fide stars. And I'll take it. I'll take that, honestly. I will definitely take that. Because that doesn't normally happen in WWE. They make, like, your biggest takeaways are three of the up-and-comers pushed and looking strong. They looked really strong. I'll take it. Next up, we had the triple threat of the mid-card titles. So Roderick Strong, the North American champion, versus AJ Styles, the U.S. champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the IC champion, with Sammy, who I actually do like that pairing. It's grown on me. I like it. I think they help each other out a lot. This was a very good match. It wasn't it wasn't like a classic. When you see those names, if you're an independent wrestling fan, those three, whoo, Whoa, that's crazy. But it was still a very, very good match. It still was. It was a very good match. And Roderick Strong does what the Undisputed Era does and steals a victory. I should have saw that coming. I really should have. I thought Sane would get more involved. But, yeah, I should. Or in the OC. I thought they'd at least play a part. They were nowhere to be found. But yeah, he stole a victory. Stole a victory. AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm. Goes for the pinfall. Roderick comes out of nowhere. Tosses his ass out. And pins Nakamura 1, 2, 3. It was good. Very good match, though. Very good. It's one of those matches I won't remember in a month, but still very good. There's just so much wrestling going on. There's a lot of good matches. Then we had the NXT Championship match. Oof. I will say, if this was on a TakeOver instead of Survivor Series, it would have been better. I'll say that. Even though this match was very good. Blows everywhere. Like, this was a hard-hitting... This was kind of a fight. This was good. All you gotta say is, if Pete Dunne's in it, I'm gonna like it. It's pretty simple. I'm a simple man with simple things. If Pete Dunne's in a match, yeah, I probably like that match. There you go. It's pretty simple. Very good match. Classic Pete Dunne, finger manipulation. Some really good near falls at the end. And the finale was... Adam Cole, man. Holy shit. When he first signed to the company, I wasn't his biggest fan. I loved the Adam Cole Baby thing, but I wasn't his biggest fan. The man's won me over in literally November. He has won me over this month. He is Mr. November to me. I'm going to refer to him like that for quite some time. Because good Lord. Good Lord, man. His spots have been crazy. Not to mention what he just did what he did Saturday. Here, he does another Panama Sunrise, Canadian Destroyer. It's weird. In NXT, they call it Canadian Destroyer. Main roster, it's Panama Sunrise. Yeah, I know. The movie goes by both names, but it's just, get it together, WWE. Talk to each other, commentators. Pick a fucking name. But it's the Flipping Pile Driver. He did that same thing to Kevin Owens Saturday, which was crazy looking. I'm not sure this topped it, but it might have. It might have. He does the Flipping Pile Driver onto Pete Dunne on the side of the ring. The hardest part, and it is actually the hardest part. I don't know why I put that in quotes. But yeah, on the hardest part of the fucking ring. Right on the side of the goddamn thing. Jesus H. Holy shit. It was brutal. It was brutal. Of course, last shot. Victory. He wins. Man, great match. Some strong near falls at the end, too. Like, it was... That's a great match. It might be a... It's a singles match tonight. I'll say that. Next up, we had the WWE Universal Championship. The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. I wish this match had more time, or this feud had more time to tell the story a little more clear and a little better. It still might, because they might rematch it at TLC. We don't know yet. But the match, I mean, it was a good match. I don't know how I feel about the red lighting the whole time during Fiend's matches. I don't know. Like, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It does feel like it's it feels like it clogs things up a little, though. Like the crowds, the live audience is a little more dead for it. And I don't know if they can't see as well or what. But they're kind of deadish for the Fiend red light matches. Maybe maybe they're just not into his matches because they're kind of slower. And the Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell one was trash. But yep, the Fiend beat Daniel Bryan in a good match. It wasn't great. If I give a grade, this was probably a C+, B-. It was alright. It was an okay match. It was enjoyable. Like, anytime I see The Fiend, it's enjoyable. It's fun because you're not exactly sure what the hell's about to happen. And Daniel Bryan did his very best. His very, very best to make himself look like a credible opponent. And to sell the offense at the same time of The Fiend. So Daniel Bryan himself gets an A+. And Bray Wyatt himself would probably get an A also. Nothing did wrong there. It just wasn't booked like an exciting match. And it's not necessarily their fault. It's going to be hard to do with The Fiend. Because it's like they're making him seem like an 80s horror story. Like villain. He keeps getting up from shit. And eventually wins in the end. Which is interesting. It's new. So I'm all on board for it. But in terms of match qualities, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Touch upon a classic. I'll say it. It's going to be touch upon a classic. Now at TLC, that's going to be right up The Fiend's alley. So whoever he gets, if it's Daniel Bryan again or someone else, that's going to be crazy. Because weapons, tables, all that should fit The Fiend very well. Let's not talk about Hell in a Cell. Let's not talk about that. Because that should have fit him perfectly. And we saw how that fucking went. So I could be wrong. Yep, Fiend wins. Mandible Claw. Pretty good match. Fun enough. Next up we had the men's 5-on-5-on-5 Survivor Series Triple Threat Elimination Match. Team SmackDown, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, King Corbin, Mustafa Ali, and Chad Gable. No, I will not call him Shorty G. Then we had Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet. Team NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Walter. We just get this out of the way first. Because this match was actually really good. The last 10 minutes of the match was very, very, very good. But why the fuck was Walter in this match? Does anyone know? I'm serious. Why the fuck was Walter in this match? I don't know. I do not know. Because when I heard Walter was in the match, I was like, sweet. Walter's great. Walter's great. He hasn't been pinned yet. Or submitted in this company that I know of. He's been ridiculously protected. He's clearly carrying NXT UK on his back. The crowd was behind him. When all teams were in the ring, right before the bell rang, of all the stars in this match, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, all the fan favorites, Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee to some extent, the fans in Chicago were chanting for Walter. Yep. The NXT UK champion. Any guesses on who the first man eliminated was? Yep. You guessed it. Walter, the NXT UK champion. First gone. And that makes no sense to me. None. Just don't put him in the fucking match. Or if you are going to put him in the match and have him eliminated fucking early or at all, if you're going to have him in the match and he's not going to be one of the winning people standing, then if you're going to eliminate him, can you do it by DQ? Can you do it by count out like you did for fucking Braun Strowman? Huh? Why couldn't it just been a double count out with him and Strowman. We've seen that in Survivor Series matches many times. Do it again. Do that here. You protected Strowman. Strowman has zero momentum. Zero. But you protect the hell out of him. Walter, the undefeated, only good thing going on NXT UK, carrying that fucking thing. He's the only last remaining reason it's on your goddamn network. Pinfall. Early. First eliminated. One Claymore kick. That's it. Gone. 1, 2, 3. And the Chicago crowd felt the same way as I did. Same way as probably you did. And they chanted bullshit. Yeah. Walter's taken so much punishment in matches and been fine. A Claymore early in a match. That's it. That's it. That's it. Trash. 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 Man. Then to make matters worse for this match, Kevin Owens had a hot... Yeah, you know it's coming. Kevin Owens had a hot few moments, the very few moments he was in the match. Crowd was all behind him. He's a fan favorite. Everyone loves Kevin Owens. I think he does a power bomb stunner. He does his thing. I think he lands a frog splash. You know, he does what he does. I think a frog splash eliminates Chad Gable. But yeah, he's eliminated pretty early. Pretty early. It was sad. Everyone booed. Disappointing. Disappointing. Kevin Owens, I thought they were building momentum for the Survivor Series for him as a babyface. They were telling a story, I thought, based on Survivor Series and the Triple H and Undisputed Era shit the week prior. That all led to nothing. Even on the show, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens had a little segment backstage. It was a good segment. Kind of like about distrust. Is someone going to turn on somebody? Not only did that lead to nothing, but he didn't even get a chance to even tease it. Kevin Owens was gone early. Like very early. I don't know. Overall, the match was good. It picked up basically once Randy Orton started RKOing people. That's when it picked up. He gets eliminated with a Matt Riddle roll-up. See? At least that's protected. Can't at least do that with Walter? You know, I don't want him to get pinned, period. That's how his first loss happens. It makes him look like, oh, okay, the NXT UK champ doesn't belong in WWE. NXT UK is like, yeah, that's the minors. That's the minors. This is where actual wrestlers are. Where your champion gets his ass whooped like that. First loss, pinned, get out, go back to wherever the fuck. Trash. It's trash. Yeah, man, it really bummed me out. It's a shame. Because in this match, Ciampa looked good. Roman, of course, did what Roman does, and we all know what that is. Rollins got booed every time he did anything good. I'm all for that. And Keith Lee salvaged this entire match. He did. Because based on the other stuff I just talked about, all the negatives here, I was ready to shit all over this match. But the way they treated Keith Lee, salvaged it. I'll give the match a B+, A-. And before the Keith Lee stuff, I was looking at like a C-, D+. This booking was so bad. But when they had Ciampa lose, and the final NXT member was Keith Lee, I was very impressed. Very impressed. But then I was also, at the same time, kind of worried. I'm like, oh my God, are they going to have Seth Rollins and Roman be the final two men standing? Raw versus SmackDown, Rollins versus Reigns. That's going to be shitty. They're going to boo the hell out of this. They didn't. They were smart. They did not do that because, yes, the crowd would have dumped all over that. Keith Lee eliminated Seth Rollins. Beautiful. Crowd started singing Keith Lee's song. Bask in his glory. And did everyone. It was beautiful. And he oozes with charisma. He just does. And Keith Lee, Roman had a good 2 minutes, maybe 90 seconds. It wasn't long. It was the climax. But it was very, very fun. It was very fun. I would love to see them in an actual feud or match or storyline. Sooner than later would be nice. Because I don't expect it anytime soon, but it would be nice. Because good Lord, that was fun. Keith Lee, oh man, it was such a good near fall. He ate 2 Superman punches in a row. Kicks out, which it sounds like the ref's hand hits the mat. I don't think it was. I think it was actually Keith Lee's boot hitting the mat as he kicks out. It just happened at the same time. But it damn made it sound like it made that near fall even crazier. Then after that, he hits him with a spirit bomb, which is basically a sit out last ride. Crazy. Another damn good near fall. Roman's very good at the kickouts. And then Keith Lee does a springboard moonsault off the turnbuckle. Kevin Owens is known to do this a lot. Of course, once he got up there this late in the match, I knew he wasn't hitting it. He wasn't hitting that. And I knew it was going to be his demise. He missed. Roman moved out of the way. And then as soon as he got up, spear, 1, 2, 3. And a fucking brutal spear, too. Keith Lee's a big-ass dude. And he sells things Keith Lee's the fucking man. Let's just say it. He's the fucking man. Roman wins. Team SmackDown wins. A very good match with some extremely questionable booking. Can I say that? Yeah, I'll say it. Next up, and the last thing we're not talking about Shayna Baszler women's triple threat again. That was just good Lord. But next up, Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio for the WWE Championship. Good match. Classic Brock Lesnar match. This was no holds barred also, by the way, which for everyone knew Dominic's gonna make an appearance. Clearly. We just didn't know if he's gonna turn on Rey or not. And he didn't. He didn't. Which I was slightly surprised by, because when he came out there, I was like, ooh. He's either gonna turn on Rey, and that's what cost Rey the title, or he's not. He's gonna help Rey, and Rey's gonna fucking win this. And that'll be the miracle Paul Heyman was talking about. But no, that didn't happen either. Yeah, that didn't happen either. He did help Rey Mysterio. He helped his dad out. And it was a great couple moments. It was a good moment. They did a double 619. That was cool. Dominic went up top with his big ass and did the Rey Mysterio frog splash. Rey followed him, did a frog splash. And they both pinned him. It was like Rey with Dominic on top pinning Brock. And that legitimately scared me. I'm a Lesnar fan, I'll tell you right now. And that legitimately scared me. I was like, oh shit. He's actually going to win the title right now. Because the double pins, people don't usually kick out of double pins. It's just not like with a body on a body. That's usually a way to safely say the match is over. Nope. Brock kicked the fuck out. And then after that, German suplex on Dominic. And then catches, and quickly, what an athlete, catches Rey Mysterio. F5, 1, 2, 3. Good match. Classic Brock Lesnar match. Not too long. What did it go? It went 7 minutes, yeah. Under 10 minutes is a Lesnar match full of intrigue and excitement. And they did what rarely happens in wrestling, especially Lesnar matches. The climax makes me think someone's going to win, even though I know they're probably not going to. They almost sold me on the Dominic Rey Mysterio double 619, double frog splash, double pin. It looked like it. Oh, and by the way, double fucking low blow. Jesus Christ. Is that the formula? It's clearly their way of protecting Brock to be... They're telling the story of you can't beat Brock if you don't hit him in the nuts. Apparently. And even this time, 2 guys hit him in the nuts. And it became a handicap match from then on. And the man still won. So, I don't know what the hell. I don't know how they're going to have him lose. I don't know. Like, because I don't want it to be another low blow. I'm tired of low blows on Brock. I just am. It's... The one at Mania was enough with Rollins. That looks cheap. We don't need... This one, these made sense. But I'm just saying when he eventually loses it, please, whoever beats him, don't low blow him. That comes off cheap. Actually put someone over strong. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying, overall, this pay-per-view was good. It was. I'd say it was good. The ending was terrible. Like, to me, was absolutely god-awful. It was boring as hell, flat. The crowd could give a shit. I felt like most of the crowd were halfway through the match where I knew this match isn't going to be very good. Me and the crowd both were sitting there like, alright, this is the main event. Something's going to happen. Some angle, something. The horsewomen, something. Nope. Nada. Nothing. Went off air. Trash. I will defend them though. Right before I cut out here, I'll defend WWE of why they put it as the main event. Is the only reason I could possibly actually think of why they did it. Is because NXT was winning at the time, numbers wise. And if they're going to win here too, they need to have the match that ends the show be an NXT victory. You know what I mean? You can't... If this match happened earlier and you switched it with a match where SmackDown won, like the Roman Reigns men's match, which that one felt like the main event in terms of the way it was booked. It felt like the biggest match on the card. But you can't have that finish the show because then NXT's already up by 2 matches going into the main event. You know what I mean? So they'd be like, who gives a shit? NXT would already have 4 or 5, 4? Yeah, 4, I think 4. 4 or 5, whatever. They'd already be up by 2 victories with only 1 match remaining. That's my point. It's hard to have that be your main event. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't matter. It's like Survivor Series is over. It's been decided. NXT's won. So they put a match where NXT's going to win. And it was still a 1 match, 1 point discrepancy between them, if you know what I mean. But overall, good match. I just hate talking about that match. That match was so bad. I don't think I ever want to talk about that match again. That was terrible. It was just so boring. It was so dry. And there were botches. What a bad combination. Boring, dry, dead crowd, botches, no angle in the end. No thank you. No thank you. Alright, but if you're new, please subscribe. If you enjoyed yourself, I appreciate it. Tell me down below what you thought of the show. I'm going to give the show overall, I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. And the reason, frankly, quality-wise, it's more like a C plus B minus. But the fact that we had 3 new people, NXT stars, look, they stole the show. I like that. It wasn't Seth Rollins or Roman that were going to anyone anyone is going to remember from this show. It's Keith Lee. It's Shayna. Shayna Baszler. Ha! No, it's not you, Shayna. Fuck. Damn it, I wish it was. Shayna's so good. Even though she won, she's not the one people are going to remember. Yeah, no. It's Keith Lee, Adam Cole, and Rhea Ripley. And it's not every day they make stars or people feel special. They did that. The biggest negative is at the same time they made Walter, who should be on that list, look like a chump. And I'm heading out, guys, on that note. So yeah, show's probably a B. And that's me probably being nice. Because that Walter shit really should bring it down fucking far. But everybody, I'm out. Appreciate it. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube happy shit. And if you know other wrestling fans, let them know about this channel. I would appreciate it. We could all debate together. And as I say, I need your help because only wrestling fans know wrestling fans.